planting your garden. Man, I guess y'all like, what in the world is he going to talk about today? Yep, I'm talking about it, planting your garden. You know, let me get some more people on here. Let me see if I could do this thing because we all need to plant our garden. We always planting stuff in the garden, but we don't even know we planting things in the garden. That's the issue. So now I'm gonna talk to you about how to plant the things in your garden. And this is really going to help. And I know a lot of people think I'm talking about the garden on the outside with the veggies and all of that. That's how I had to get to the inside. So when I started doing all of these things, as far as the planning, and when my mom came up here, I was planning, and I started learning more about planting and how do you do this, how do you do that, when is this growing, and how does this grow, and things start coming up, and I'm like, whoa, now that's on the outside. Now I'm going to talk about planting on the inside. And let me make sure I got this thing on because we all need to hear this. This is something that's good for all of us because a lot of us just planting things, and then everything just weeds and everything just growing up around. You got other trees coming in from the weeds. It's just so much stuff that's being planted. And see, the weeds are the negative things. Now, okay. Oh, this is gonna get so deep. But let me see. I'm trying to see if this thing will work. So can y'all hear me? But yeah, I'm going to be talking about that because this is something good that we all need to know. Because I know I started out planning stuff, before I even, before I even knew about any of this, just planting all kind of stuff. Planted sickness. I planted the disease, kidney disease, planted all of this stuff. And what I mean by that is that because the things that we do and the things that we say, we plant things without knowing it. So, I just feel so sick. I can't. We're planting something. And so when we plant things like that, it works within you. And so those are the things that I'm talking about when we were planting a whole bunch of stuff. Now I see that there's something running, but I don't see the main thing that I want running on here. So let me see what's going on. Let me see, y'all just bear with me because some of this is not pulling, and that's just what's not pulling up. Facebook. So let me see if I can get that connected. And it's a good thing that I did it because I had to start everything over. And I know a lot of people listen on Facebook. I appreciate you all that are listening in other places as well and help me share this because it's not about me growing. It's about it's about all of us growing together. And it's not about, me, I'm trying to get this and trying to get that and trying to get all these listeners. It's not about that. If you could just share, if it's just one person, that's good. If it's just one person listening, that's good enough for me. And because that one person can share this to other people, and that's what's going to help. So let me make sure. I just want to make sure this is on. I know it didn't come on, but now I see that it should be working now. And I really appreciate this, y'all. Thank y'all for working with me. And I do see that it is working. 1 second, y'all. But yeah, but in the midst of all of this, I'm just making sure that everything is working because we all need to plant. We all need to plant. Even I'm saying the trees like that's out in the food. That's what we need to plant, like right now. Because there's so many things that's going on in the world today. We do need to plant. So now I believe that it's on Facebook now. I hope so. If it's not, can you share it? And I'll do it later because something happened where it always try to kick me off because I know I be talking some spiritual stuff and it really don't want me to talk the frequencies, the negative energy. So let me get down to it. Okay, here we go. When we're dealing with planting, we plant so many things. We plant arguments. We plant backbiting. We plant the things that we plant the things that you're getting sick. I don't feel good. My health is not bad. My health is bad. My eyes, I can't see. All of these things we're planting. So when we plant these things, they grow. Okay, just like when you plant things on the outside, like y'all see, I put up this all the things that I planted, and see, I didn't know at the time I was learning this for the inside, but it was coming from the inside to the outside. So it's reversed now. It's still the same on the outside because I know how to plant, I know how to grow things now. I seen it manifest, I seen all of that stuff. Also, I've seen the other things manifest from the inside when I didn't know that I was planting things on the inside. I saw negativity come up. I seen people talking about me come up, and I would get back with them and say things back with them because those are the seeds that I planted. So when you plant things within yourself, then that's what's going to come up. It's all the corruption and things that you did, meaning me. So first we got to realize, like when I first started planting, I had to realize, man, this thing not working. So I'm saying on the outside, when I plant the real garden that you can see the image of. Now on the inside, it's hard to say, man, I'm not working. But for so we gotta say, man, I'm not working because I'm letting all these things come up from what I planted and I didn't know I planted. So let me break it down to you. Break it on down, break it on down. Okay, now these are some notes that I took. So I'm going to be taking this from just, I mean, it's just, I'm taking it. That's what I'm doing because it feels so good to know these different things because a lot of us are stuck because of the things that we planted and we don't know we planted it. So now we're going to get to the bottom of it. Okay. Let's start planting. The soil. Okay. The soil. Okay. Now we got the soil in the ground, right? We putting the stuff in there. We done did all of the getting all the old weeds up in the real ground, like the image ground out here, so we can see in our conscious, we can see it. So this is the planting of the crops, what you're gonna eat. Okay. Now this is on the outside. So I did the soil. Put the soil in there. So I was out there, putting the soil, getting it all right, getting all the stuff, so it can, mush it all up. And that's what goes on in our inside, the soil, which is our mind. Okay. That's the soil, your mind. So we get it all mushed up. All the stuff, we getting rid of all of that. We messing it up so we can plant. Okay. Just like on the outside, we're planting. On the outside, we plant the seed. Okay. On the inside, the soil, which is your mind, we're messing it up, just like I did on the outside, getting all that old stuff out, the negative stuff. They done talked about me. They done said all of this. I'm doing all of that. I talked about people. I said stuff about people. I'm getting all that clean, getting it all up from the root. So now I'm able to plant. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to plant the seed on the outside first. So I got some okra. I love okra. So I put the seed in there, right? Now I'm putting the seed in the okra. So we're going to let it sit there. You're going to come out and you're going to water it. You're going to do all of that. Okay, on the inside, I planted a seed. I'm planting love, okay? Because see, remember now, I done messed all of it up. What I thought was love wasn't love. I'm redoing it. So now if y'all follow me now, okay, now I'm on the inside. I plant the seed of love. So we're going to sit there, let it sit there, because I'm planting it. And so now, my thoughts, okay? Y'all walk with me. Okay, so now my thoughts. I done planted the seed of love. So now on the outside, I got to go out there and check it and make sure we have the day and the night, and I'm watering it. I'm like, hey, this is not coming up, man. When is it coming up? It's not coming up because first it got to come up with the season, the right season for okra. Okay. In love, we planted the love. So now I got to start doing all the things that love. I got to clean it up. So if I want to love, I got to clean up. I just did this today. So I went to someone and I said, I apologize for anything that I've done Somebody that you just met. I can't say who it is because I don't know. They don't want their business out there. Big time business person. So I said, you know what? I'm sorry. I don't know what I did, but I did something. So I went and apologized. So because I'm planting. Okay, I'm planting love. Okay, that's what I did. And so all the love I'm planting, I'm planting, I'm planting, I'm planting. And so now I'm watering it. So when I water it, I'm watering it by saying, I'm saying to the plant, okay? Remember, that's the soil, because the soil in the mind, that's the garden. So I'm planting things in there. Remember, this mind is the garden. This what gets everything that you do. So I'm planting this. So I started planting in the garden. So I'm planting all kind of seeds up in there. And so love is what I'm concentrating on the inside. So on the inside, I'm starting to love. Okay, Ron, you got to love. Start putting it out there, doing stuff for people. Do this, just do it. Stop letting the weeds come. Because the weed will come in the thought, now why are you doing that to them? Now they look what they did to you before. Now you gonna do this for them? Yes, because that's what I'm planting. I planted the love, so now I'm gonna water it. So I'm watering it every day. I'm telling people I love them. I'm thank you. I appreciate everything you've done for me. I thank you. I'm sorry if I done anything wrong, because that's what we got to do now. Okay, now I planted the seed of love. That's what I want to do. So now let's go on. Now, the water is your actions. Okay. So remember, out here, I'm watering, I'm watering out here. So the plant still didn't grow out here. The love still didn't grow. So I'm like, I'm doing everything. I'm doing everything. Okay, even over here. So after a while, it just keep coming up. I'm planting the okra. The okra still, I see a little thing peep out like that. Like peeps out. I say, oh, I'm so happy, boy. My mama was up here. So I'm like, oh man, look, ooh, it's growing, because you get excited when you do this. So I'm like, okay. So now on the love side, still nothing coming up. I'm like, no, I'm sitting up here watering it. I'm watering it. Remember now, let me read my little notes. I wrote watering. Okay, let me start over just to read it. Start playing. The soil is the mind. The seeds are the thoughts. The water is your actions. So now, the reason why, because I haven't been doing anything a lot of action, because I need some actions. So I started putting stuff into action. Love, because that's what I want back. Went over to places, started doing the special needs rock awards. Start doing that. Now, this me, I'm doing this because I'm putting love back. Start asking, trying to give out the clothes for the special needs. Going down to one of the sponsors, K&G, getting the clothes. I'm doing the love thing. So here we go. So I said, okay, so now I'm doing this. I'm planting, I done watered it, all the actions. So a little bulb come up. I said, whoa. Now I got to say it, Michelle. Michelle came over one day. Now she don't know I'm saying this, but she came over one day. She said, hey, Ron, I'm coming over here and I'm bringing you something. I was like, okay. So that's it. So I noticed that. She don't even know I noticed it because she didn't know what I was doing. So I'm planting stuff, and watering it. So I seen Michelle pop up. She brought something over here saying she said something about I bow down to the presence, not to me, but to the presence of God. And so I was like, wow. She said, anytime you come over somebody's house and you bring them something, especially if they have she was saying about the love and the stuff that you're doing and all of that, not knowing that I had planted this stuff. Because, so then I planted the things with the special needs coming up. Now, this is what goes on in the love now when you're planting. Folks talking about you. I don't see why he doing that anyway. He doing it. These are the weeds around it. I'm still planting, still planting seeds and the weeds. So people start saying stuff. He just taking the money. I don't know what all these are weeds. When you know the love that you put out there. So I'm like, okay. Then I'm going to court. I'm still doing stuff, still spreading the love, smiling at the judge. Hey, even though, I still had to do what I had to do. So then I'm looking at this love thing. And so then after a while, somebody donated something. I'm like, Now, remember, now this is not for me, but I'm asking for love for me. Somebody donated something for the kids. So I'm like, wow. And then, people start coming over, getting the clothes. That's the love that I put out there. Remember now, I'm putting it out there. And so now I'm just showing you how to plant your garden. Now, here we go. Okay, here we go. Okay. Whew. It's all okay now. Wait a minute. Okay, now I need the sun. So I'm outside, in the garden, planting, and then the sun comes. Boy, that thing starts shooting up. I'm telling you, it started shooting up because the sun, the water from the rain, and anytime you water something and you go out there, just say on the outside, out here in the garden, in the image, anytime you water, the rain comes down, it shoots up just like that. It shoots up. I mean, the okra started growing. I mean, it could rain like a little inch and it'll start shooting up. And you can see this literally. You can see it. So I'm saying, now, dog, well, if that's doing it, what's going on with me? There was no sun. Okay. And what I mean by that, I wasn't feeling it. It was all action. So I had to start feeling this thing. So I'm like, okay, so the sun is the feeling. So then I started feeling it. And what I mean by that is I want to do some singing. I want to get back into the singing. So everything that I've done from what I've told you so far is like the love and all of that. And so now I'm feeling this. I have to see myself already out there singing from within, because that's the seed you plant. You got to see it from within. So when you see that from within, that's your seed. That's how you planted it in the Garden of Eden. Now that just came out. Now y'all figure that out. I'm just telling you. So that's the seed. So I planted that seed. I planted the love seed. So now I'm at the seed where I'm ready to get, after all the shuckling and moving the stuff around, getting beat up, And what I mean by that, setting up the ground. That's what was going on at that time. It was like before you put the seeds down, you have to get all of that stuff out the way. So all that was going on with me, what was happening. The Aaron stuff, the people saying negative things about the special needs and all, what I was doing and taking the money. You can't take no money for no special needs because the 501c3 will come at you so quick. but that's what was going on. So that was good because it was setting me up for what I wanted to do. So I had to love everything else around me so that I can do everything that I need to do for my desire, which is to sing, which is to speak and do all those things and really travel and start speaking. So this is what happened, y'all. I'm telling you, from planning this stuff. So then, during that time, didn't realize it until now. I got a call, we want you to do this song, the song you did. That was from Fred Jerkins. So I did I'll Trust You. So I'm like, okay, so not knowing that that's the love that I've already planted out there, because you love and you keep loving and then you forget about it. You don't go back and say, well, I loved you and I did this and I did that. Just like the plants don't do it. The plants just sit there and they just let it happen and they start blooming. They get weeds and we have to go pluck it up because the weeds will strangle you. I mean, the weeds was trying to strangle me and I started getting sick and all of this. So I had to focus because I knew the weeds were there. I mean, right in my face, just weeds, just growing up all around me. And I didn't know it until the key people told me, you need to watch this. So I started plucking it up. I was like, okay, watch it. Boom, psh, plug it up. Block, plug it up. Block, plug it up. So I did that because I had to get the weeds, just like in the garden. Remember now, because when the weeds come, they get inside of you. That feel bad when somebody said lies and telling stuff on you. So it was really getting to me. So I had to pluck it out. So I was pulling the weeds out. The more I pulled it out, I'm like, okay, now, Lord, now I'm by myself. All what happened? Because you pulled the weeds out. And it's only a few key people. Okay. So then I'm just telling you how to do it. Now, this is what happened. You're going to go through some stuff. So, but if you want it, you'll do it. because it's not going to bother you. Because really, believe me, if it wasn't for us plucking the weeds from out of the garden in the image in the outside where we plant the garden, it wouldn't grow. It'll get starts nets and stuff start coming. And I mean, I don't know where these weeds come from. But just like in your life, you don't know where the weeds come, and the weeds be the one that's right there like this here, looking right there. There they go. That's a weed. So what you got to do what I'm telling you. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. Now what you got to do? I start feeling that sun, and that sun is the feeling. Sun is feelings. That's the sun. So when you feel something, the sun is pouring down on you. So if you feel something in your life and it's bad, the sun is pouring down on you and it's going to grow. So you got to pluck that out. That weed going to grow because you feel it. Now you feeling the sun. You need the sun because you need the feeling, because you need to have that so that the thing that you want can grow. So you pluck all the negative people out. Now, I had to put that in there. You don't hurt them. You just put it out from the root and you keep it going. That's it. You still go, hey, hey, like that. You smiling and all of that. Yeah, you do that. But you pluck that out. And what I mean by pluck it out, don't involve yourself in the conversations that they're doing. You got to do like my grandma always, oh, yeah. And my mom, oh, yeah, yeah. That's it. Because you got to pluck that out because you don't want that in there. Now because you got the sun there. Telling you the sun is right there. The sun is there beaming. All right. Now y'all walk with me. I'm almost done. I just had to get this out because this came to me when I was asleep, but I was up. Remember I told you about they call it astral projectioning and all of that. I was actually walking through the heavens from within, but I got up in my physical body and I wanted to know what was going on because I'm tired of being asleep in these dreams. So I got up physically. Okay, I'm just telling you that little piece, but here we go. Now, okay, plant any idea in your mind and feel it's already yours and work steady towards it. That is that way. Then it has to work. Say that again because I done boxed it up. Plant any idea in your mind, which is the garden, and feel it, which is the sun. It's already yours and work steadily towards it. That means you're going to work towards it. It's in your mind, so you're going to work towards it. You're watering it, okay? Activating it. Action, okay? It in the mind, in the garden. And then that's what it's going to manifest. It shall manifest. So if you continue to do exactly what I just told you to do, and you do that within yourself, now go within yourself and listen to what I said, and then you're going to do it the way that it's supposed to be done within you. I'm just leading you back to it. So that's what you do. Transform from outwards, literally, to within. So you're going to transform that garden that I planted a garden out there, a real garden, and you're going to transform all that work inside, meaning that you're going to plant the things, you're going to see it before it gets there. And that's the planting right there in the garden, which is in your mind. Because you got to go back to the garden. Okay, who told you that anyway? Who told you you was naked? Remember that? So you got to go back. Okay, go back. And when you go back, you do that, and then you're going to see the things manifest just like that. As long as you stay in that order. Now, everything out here, as I always say, is for you on the inside. So if you get into an argument on the outside, there's some arguments going on the inside. But if you're loving and kind and joy and peace, then there's love and kind and joy and peace on the inside. So if you're cussing somebody out on the outside, you're cursing somebody out on the inside, which is you're cursing yourself, and it's not going to grow. Okay? So we got to make sure we do these things so that we would get away from all of that, the weeds, because the weeds are there. They're not going nowhere now. They're going to be there. The feeling is the sun, the mind is the soil, and the garden. Okay? The water is the action. Everything is energy. Okay? So when you're looking outside and you're planning and you're seeing the energy, the power, the God, You seeing that plant grow. And then we get to eat it on the outside. And you get to eat it on the inside. You eat the weeds, you're gonna have the negative stuff. It's gonna get inside of you. I'm just telling you, you eat that. Don't eat it, pluck it out. Just like you do your garden. So what you if you're planting a garden or if you started a garden, you know what I'm talking about. So everything you do in the garden, you do it in your inside. You transform and renew your mind. Okay? You transform and renew your mind. That's the garden. It's the garden out here. Your mind is the garden on the inside. Everything is the same. You just got to make sure you do your work because if it's weeds out here, it's weeds in here. Okay? If it's I always see frogs by the water. Okay? And it seemed like the frogs see I got to study that because it seemed like the frogs be like communicate. They just they just be sitting in the water. So they're sitting where something is growing. Remember that. So now I'm saying the frogs on the inside are just sitting there. They just love it. To me, when I look at the frogs, they come in. Soon as I come, then they'll sit there and then they'll start walking away. They're not there to harm you. And so one time I seen a snake out there. A snake came and the snake just looked at me and just walked right on off. Because see, a lot of people take the snakes as something bad. The snakes has power. Okay? Just like the snakes out here got power. They'll bite you. The snakes on the inside are good for you because they give you that energy, that power, that venom, and you use it. That's the power. Or you can use it on the outside like they do to destroy you. It's up to you. Transform your mind and then you reverse things. So don't be afraid of the snakes on the inside. I'm here to tell you because the snake on the inside is really, it has power. Now it's up to you how you look at the snake. Okay, you could be the one with the power or you can be the one with the power and the hate. So it's your choice. What are you going to choose? Or there could be someone there that's a snake that's there to help you, or it could be someone there to destroy you. But you have the power to discern that from transforming your mind and renewing your mind. Everything on the outside, everything on the inside. That's renewing. You're renewing it. So if you're listening to me, please, please go back, look at the garden and start doing it. Just do it. Because right now, because I'm still doing this with this music thing, I just took my pictures today for the new song I Am Free. I'm working with the Grammy Award winning artist, the producer, that James Worthy. That's what I'm getting back. I just called him and said, hey, such, 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 such. He said, yeah, we'll do this and we can promote this and do, because see, now I don't have to do it. I'm still going to help because I'm a person that wants to help. I don't want to just sit back and I want to help too because you don't know what's going to happen. I'm telling these artists out here, don't sit back, work. So that's what's going on because that's what I see. I see myself doing this and I planted that seed. So I see myself speaking. So I'm speaking. I see myself going places and not getting into all this money and trying to, because money will distract you, the fake money. The real money is the energy on the inside. And the gifts is what people will give you from their heart, which will be what we call money. I'm not saying going after this and going after that. I'm talking about the real deal. The real. Because if you go with the real deal, you're going to have more. If you think just because somebody got $28 million playing soft basketball or whatever they're doing, that ain't nothing compared to what you already got. Because that 28 would turn into unlimited. See, that's limited. Okay? So that's why when somebody asks me to come, I just say just whatever. As long as, it don't matter to me because it doesn't. Because my energy is on the inside. And people that want you to do things, they know you got to get there. They know just this and that and the other. They know you have. It's just up to them. And if you get around people that want to suck the life out of you, you know how to discern that because that's the power that's within you. And we always have to walk according to what the power within us is leading us to, which is God, because God is on the inside. God is the one that's doing the God is the one that's doing the bringing up the flowers and bringing up the food, bringing up the good inside of you. You could never put your hand on God because God is this. That's it. Do you hear anything when the flowers come up? Do you hear anything when you get that, what we call a blessing? Do you hear anything? No, because it's all silent. But we want to go and blah, 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 blah. Go tell me, tell what God did for me. No, just be silent because God is silent. We talk. So he's trying to operate that power in us, but we just quick to be going and telling it because we feel so good, but it's not good to tell everything. Let the light shine. Just let it shine. And when it shines so bright, the weeds are not going to grow because the weeds can't be in all that sun. They will die. When it's a lot of sun, they'll grow now. But when you brighten that so bright, even the flowers will die if it's too much sun. So you got to balance this thing out. You balance it out. You pluck the weeds, you put it right in the middle so you can get the sun and the water, and then you activate it, and then you feel it. You got to feel that sun too. All right. So I hope you all are listening to this. I know this part was just how long? Oh, it's just 32 minutes, so that's good. But I just want you all to hear that because it's something good. And when you start to feel this thing, that's the sun. Always remember, whatever you feel, that's the sun. So if you feel something and it's bad, and you fussing and fighting with somebody, and you feel that feeling, oh, you said that to me. Remember, the sun is making it stronger. So you want to revert back and let the sun bring out the love and the joy and the peace and all of that stuff that it's destined to do. But it still can do that as well because it's energy. You have energy up top, you have energy at the bottom. Low frequency, high frequency. That's just life. So just to let you know, please, if please share this, because this is important. This came when I was up inside, where I was like up, like looking around, in this world. Because I always get up like 3, 4, just up. Sometimes I'm gonna start going live up because there's people up then. I don't have to just stay right here just because I know everybody up. I should know everybody up in the middle of the night too, because it's just one day. That's it. But they have us going this day one, day two, day three, day four. It's one. This whole night and day is one big energy. That's it. It's just the night and day from your life. Just like the night and day from your life, there's night and day inside as well. Like out here is night and day, inside is night and day. And the night and day is when you're sad. It's just high frequency, low frequency. So you got to flip that. We've been so into, oh, this December such and such. This is December this and December that. No, it's one. That is God. Energy. High, low. Night, day. Because in the day is woo. In the night, you like looking around. Something might get you. But always remember that night can see too. All right. Just like day can, because it's all energy. This is Ron. I thank you. I'm going to ask you, please, please, please donate if you can so I can get these cameras because I see these cameras because school is starting. So these cameras need to be on these kids. So I thank you all for donating. I thank you all for just sending something so that I can get these cameras for these kids and for the elderly too, because that's going to be the special needs rock because we're going to rock this joint. This is Ron Anthony. Thank you for tuning in. Please share this. Please comment. Let me know what you think. Do something. I don't know whether to come on or don't come on. But I come on because I love doing this regardless. But please comment. Show somebody right now that you love them. Let's do that. Show somebody, whoever's around you, wherever you go. Let's practice this. Just show them. You ain't got to give them money or something. You could say something because that's energy. People need to hear, I'm so proud of you. That's more than $50 million because that's fake. The real is the real, and that's the energy. Just like now, let me break it down real quick. Just like now, there's nobody working, right? Nobody getting paid the fake money. Okay? The reason why is because you need the energy in order to get the fake money. So without the energy, there would be no money. The money, I'm talking about the money what they pay you with and all of that, that type of inside out. The real money is the energy. So as soon as you gonna do what you need to do for the people, then people will go back and work. It's not about unemployment and all of that, getting the unemployment. No, people starting their own stuff because people can see. That's what I'm telling you. People are looking on the inside, within. That's the true energy. That's money. This is Ron Anthony. Thank you. I love you all. And please, please support and please go show somebody that you love them. Just show it. If you want to give them some money, give them some money. But if you just want to just show it and just say, I love you and hug them, we need that energy.